Hey, it's Trina. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, my lovelies, it's time to get this one done. We're going to talk about the perfume for me. The one that started off my obsession when I was a young woman. Yes, it's Angel by Thierry Mugler, an amber vanillic fragrance for women launched in 1992, created by Nose's Olivier Cresp and Yves de Chirin. I think that's how you pronounce it. To me, Angel is one of those fragrances that represents a significant, sometimes revolutionary change that the perfume world experiences once in a decade or so. And this milestone perfume marked a huge shift in the direction of mainstream perfume, which I both hate and love it for. I blame Angel for the now dominant, overly sweet, sometimes headache-inducing fragrances that saturate the market still today. And I also admire Angel for creating a whole new perfume genre and a very unique fragrance. They're gourmand. My blog name is Scent Gourmand, so you can bet that delectable perfumes are a top choice for yours truly. I remember the day I smelled Angel for the first time. I was still a university student and I was with my mother browsing the cosmetics floor of a department store, something we enjoyed doing together and that I probably still do with her if I didn't live across the ocean. I think it was probably La Baie in Montreal, but it might just as easily have been in Vermont or some other US state mall just south of the border. The price differences between Canada and the US, at least back in the 80s and 90s, were phenomenal, and my family used to head south for a lot of cross-border shopping. Entire shopping regions near the north of the states bordering my home country were developed in part with the keen Canadian shopper in mind, so prices were sometimes good. Sometimes the dollar was even offered at par, if I recall well. Maybe it still is. I don't know, it's been a while. Anyway, new releases in perfumery have always beckoned my schnoz to the counter in these pre-internet times. Mugler's star-shaped bottle, this one here, had no difficulty reeling me in. I recall the lady at the counter gushing over it and her warning me that one spray only will do, and she was right. The original formula was nothing like I'd ever smelled before, and to this day, even though I know the notes well, the concoction is so complex and so well blended that it's hard to identify them. And before I continue, here they are. So this perfume, I have another bottle here, is the winner of the 2007 Fifi or Fi-Fi Hall of Fame Award. Let me sniff some here. It took them a while, but I guess you need to prove that you can maintain superseller status for at least a decade and still sell. And this juice does still sell, although these days only in its far less bombastic and obnoxious reformulated self, along with her flankers and sister scents that compete for the spotlight. And the reformulation, which is in this bottle here, this big one, this is nothing like the original, at least in terms of performance. The original I purchased recently on eBay, and you can tell it's old by its vintage color. It should be blue. And by the markings, you can see the original Thierry Mugler signature, slightly curved on the side of the star here. And I don't know the exact date of this particular item, but yeah, it's the real deal. I'll spray this on the other side of the tester here. Although, sadly, I do think the smell of this vintage item here has mutated a little down the evolutionary smell chain, if you know what I mean. There's a slight tinge of oldness to the scent, and the top notes, well, there's not many top notes because Angel's quite linear, I think, but some of the freshness at the top is faded. So if you're looking to buy this perfume and want a particular batch or time period, note that the box design has changed too. The first formulations can find Angel written in small black lettering with Mugler's full curvy signature at the bottom. Later boxes straightened out his signature and had a bigger font for Angel. The newest boxes just print out Mugler, no Thierry, no signature. Last year, I had a craving to revisit Angel, and I was delighted to find this huge bottle for a decent price secondhand. And the seller was transparent and said she got it on Amazon and explained how it was nothing like her memory of the original Angel. I took a chance, but it turns out we must have the same memory. This is either a fake, and yeah, I think Amazon has been guilty of selling fakes, or in fact, the reformulation is that disappointing. How is it subpar? Well, sadly, it suffers both in terms of artistic impression and in technical merit. Perhaps you can tell by my choice of terms here that I used to figure skate, yes? The scent has a more discernible patchouli from the start, and it's hard to get at the cotton candy and chocolate. But yeah, I mean, it still smells like Angel, but it's lacking that wow factor somehow. And the progression, it's altered. I was wearing this new version on a walk last week, and on my wee sojourn, I got wafts of ice cream and waffles here and there. I thought it might be a kid playing around me or following me, but after I'd made some distance, like a couple of kilometers, I realized the ice cream vibe was wafting off of my own person. It was Angel, and it was a pleasant smell, but not one I'd originally have associated with the old formula. Now, the real disappointment in this new guy comes from performance. With the old formula, I get a couple of sprays and it would last all day, maybe even into the next day, for better or for worse. With this stuff, multiple sprays all over and it's gone within like literally an hour or two. It's such a waste, such a disappointment. But I found this, and I'll continue to hoard ones like it as I find them. This original performance, I must repeat, is a performance monster. We're talking unfathomable projection, sillage, and longevity here. So this will likely last me a bit of a while because I only need one spray. One thing to know about the Mugler brand is that it is the king of flankers, and when it comes to Angel, they come out with flankers on a regular basis, and some of them have barely a slight resemblance to the original, so know that before you purchase. There's Angel Ice Star, Angel Nova, Angel Eau Sucrée, Angel Passion Star, Angel Muse, Angel Fruity Fair, and different strengths and different bottles too. It's a lot. Although it has happened on occasion when I prefer a flanker to the original, in general, I prefer to stick to the first. It tends to be the winner for a reason, and that's why it's flanked. Did I just coin a new verb? Flanked. Why not? The masterpiece that is Angel is a highly polarizing scent. People tend to very precisely either love it or hate it, and if you hate it, it's likely because it's incredibly obnoxious and sweet. I'm definitely on the love side of the spectrum, even though I don't wear it so much now. I'll try to describe this based on a sniff from my vintage bottle, but note again that the juice inside this is not perfectly preserved, and my memory is not as good as it used to be either. The original Angel is a huge praline and patchouli chocolate caramel bomb, but it leads with a fresh and surprising sourness. It's like sucking on a chocolate-covered cough drop while sticking your face in a mound of earthy patch and mint. It's a linear scent which is heavy and incredibly strong and sickening to some, but sexy and magnificently beautiful to others. There are so many notes in here vying for attention that it is tricky to break it down. Honeyed tart berries, dusty dark cacao, icing sugar, and more. A mangled explosion of notes screaming in a bizarre, frenzied, divine, deafening symphony. Yeah. Angel also has, the old Angel I mean, just that pinch of ugliness or skank to it, or filth, thank you patchouli, that makes it seductive and godly. And that is definitely not true of the reformulation, which is like a two-dimensional rather than three-dimensional scent. Honestly, the je ne sais quoi has become a c'est quoi ça with this one. And if you're using the original and overspray, I must warn you, you'll get toxic industrial solvent or an insecticide for post-apocalyptic termites and cockroaches. And it's not like that will cool down in less than an hour either. This is Angel, so do spray conservatively. And never, ever wear this in hot and humid weather unless your mission is genocide. I wouldn't dare wear this to the office either, obviously. Okay, so going by memory, what's different about this old juice is I get a little less chocolate at the start. The patchouli is front and center, but I think it always was. I'm not sure. And there is a slight mustiness to this. I mean, it's old. And also it doesn't have that freshness. But I'll take this old stuff over reformulations or this fake, I don't know, any day. Maybe if I spray this on top of this, I can get back some of the cacao or the cocoa. Seeing as this one is less powerful and much cleaner, it might tame the patchouli in this. But the patchouli is front and center in here too. Obviously, if you don't like patchouli, this is not going to be for you, original or reformulated. What's interesting to me is that as much as there were people back in the day who didn't like the original due to a nauseatingly sickly sweetness that can induce headaches, I think that there are far sweeter fruit chilies on the market now, but they're indeed cleaner and much more polite than Angel. In a nutshell, Angel is that flirtatious, opinionated attention seeker at the party, showing off more cleavage than many are comfortable with. She's definitely a stunner and she can be a lot of fun, but she steals the spotlight and is kind of a bummer for the more subtle and worthy in their own way merrymakers at the event. She's the last to leave the party too, so if you don't like her, you either have to tolerate her or hit the road. And the other thing is, of course, that she's become a victim of her own popularity. She was so popular at one point that everybody knew her, and she was many a woman's signature scent. The fact that Angel was and still is incredibly distinct helped a lot. With the newer formulations, though, the mystery and intrigue of the original scent, I don't think it's there anymore. But this is sadly also true for the original, because of overuse. Tastes change with the times too. Bombastic fragrances from the 80s and 90s were overtaken by more demure and lighter fragrances in subsequent decades. If someone is wearing the original Angel, someone else nearby, of my generation at least, or close to it, will think, "Oh wow, someone's wearing Angel," or "Oh, someone's wearing Angel." And with that, I leave you until next time, my lovelies. But I won't be alone. I just sprayed this old gal on my wrists, and she'll be with me for hours to come. I'll see you soon. Scent Gourmand signing out. Mwah.